to provide. All right, test 1 2. Get the audio going. Let me check the frames. I'm gonna start recording just in case we lose this one. If you guys tuned in last week, we had like 8 disconnects, even though we had really high uptime or download rates and stuff. So I was kind of confused, but we're back at it. We're gonna get going. Give me a few minutes. Let me check the chat, see everything's going. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for everybody on X. Thanks for everybody on YouTube. And let me shut the notes saying we're going live. We'll get this party started. We've got a lot of stuff talked about today. I hope you guys are excited. I know I am. Alright. This one go. Alright. So, for those who are new here, this stream is intended for educational purposes only, not to use as financial advice. At the end of the day, this is an art stream, so don't get it confused. We do show charts from time to time, and the charts do look a bit crazy. We're using rainbow theory, we're using rainbow trends, we actually track whales. We're actually going to show you some of the charts today. We actually picked up a big whale in the trade 5 sector, so it's been pretty awesome. So we're going to cover the topics, the gold, the silver, the main character arcs that are about to fall. Calling you out, Dime. Going over everything today. We're looking at crypto. Some of the stuff that's going parabolic, because everything that is going parabolic is, most of it's not crypto related. So we're going to look at some of the market caps, rotations, and stuff like that, and what we're looking for going into the exit of our current Fed chairman. So that being said, if you guys can like, comment, subscribe, helps out the algos. Watch what happens in the first like 20 minutes of these posts. So moving on. Like I said, if you want to find any more information about us, check us out Rainbow Trends. You want to find out anything about our OGs, talk to them. They're all hanging out in the Discord, and you can go say hi to them. So anyway, moving on. So first cool news. It looks like we have a guy, a doctor in, I believe it's Spain, potentially has cured the most aggressive form of cancer, pancreatic cancer. So super promising. Some good news, some good vibes. I know a lot of people are down and out with some of the price action this week, but we got some good news, and this one's pretty cool. My dad's been dealing with some cancer stuff lately, so it's cool to see stuff like this come through, and they've been able to kick stuff like that in the butt. It's working in mice, and it looks promising to see that we could have this maybe translated to humans. So really interested to see where that goes. So if you guys don't know, yes, Dime, Park Point stream for sure, all the way. I might cover it. Liquidity is kind of crap, but it is what it is. So I've been on a bit of I've been on a bit of adventure. The kids have really gotten into a 3D printing, and I picked up a 3D printer. Santa brought us a 3D printer. We've been in the trenches trying to get this thing running. We got it running, and then I figured out for my oil field stuff, we've got a bunch of the engineering stuff that we make in real life, some of this equipment that's like 50, 100,000 pounds, we've been able to take those models and plug them into this machine, and it's actually been able to process and print them. I just finished like a 40-hour print today, but if you guys are curious, you can get like some of the baddest stuff on earth for $550, and it's turnkey, ready to go. As we're doing this stream, I'm watching it on my phone, which has a built-in little like 1 FPS webcam, watching a print go through. So you guys want something fun to mess with? Dude, these things are absolutely unreal, how easy it is. You can actually like do all this stuff off your phone and just like print toys. Because to my kids, this is a toy printer, and to be honest, they're not wrong. But anyway, moving on. The other thing we've been dealing with past week, I've been kind of quiet, dealing with some offshore oil field stuff, but also we've been dealing with a freeze in the lower states. If you guys don't know, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, we Gulf State dudes do not know how to deal with any of this stuff. Awful driving. We don't have a lot of snow plows or anything like that. It's really nuts, but I really like this one. Is curling isn't a real sport. Texas, hold my beer. So yeah, we don't have snow tires down here. We don't have snow chains. We don't have salt trucks. We kind of guess we do, but we don't have snow plows. Our houses aren't built for it. we have to wrap our pipes and deal with stuff bursting. Like we have uninsulated pipes in our attics, which is just insane. But is what it is. Move forward. But it is going to give you guys kind of an opportunity to capitalize on some stuff. But before I get into that, I had to share this. Dime reposted this because he steals everything. So in Oklahoma, does in fact have snowplows, and apparently the snowplow teams get to name them. And if you guys go check this out, the Oklahoma plow drivers are absolutely hilarious with these names. My wife loves a good meme, a good funny name. But District 1, the snowplows are Plowabunga, Salty Susie, Scoop There It Is. District True has Little Snow Peep, Holy Plow, Snowy McPlowface. Coming in with District 3, Sled Zeppelin, Plowosaurus Rex, Plowy McPlowface. This goes on for a while, so I hope you guys are in for a stream. Remember, this is not financial advice. We're talking serious snowplow names in Oklahoma. District 4, Cleopathra, Snow Begone Kenobi, Workin' Snovertime. District 5's is Scoop Dog, White Lightning, Fleetwood Mac. District 6, District 6, Darth Blader, Control Salt Delete, Oh Snow She Don't, or Didn't. District 7, Plow Chicka Plow, Plownado, Ain't No Snow in Oklahoma. District 8, Snowby 1 Kenobi, Another Twist. Betty Whiteout, The Big Snow Plowski. I think that's the last one. So yeah, that's all the different districts. So shout out to the Oklahoma crews, because that's just fantastic. And the fact that their bosses let them do that. But if you guys do not have a generator and you've always kind of been on the fence, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of snow generator, tornado, hurricane season preparedness, because just about all of the generators have been sold out. So have the space heaters and everything else. So I'm going to give you guys a quick little deep dive into the generator, since I'm a generator nerd, because it's a fun little autistic thing to get into. But just so you know, if you put gasoline or oil in these generators, 99% of the stores will not let you return them. So what does that mean? The Facebook marketplaces and Craigslist are about to get flooded with brand new generators that have been run less than 12 hours, or just barely broken in and tested, because most of the people that were prepared for this didn't even have to use them. We didn't have major power outages. So this is your time to stock up on some crazy deals on these, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight. My dad's always run the Hondas, and I think it was about 10, 15 years ago, Honda's quit making the Japanese, or the generators in Japan, and I believe they moved it to Thailand, and now I think it's in is it Singapore? Anyway, it's either way, long story short, the Hondas aren't Japanese anymore, but they're the same price. They're like $1,200 for, I think, a 2,000 watt generator. So we've switched over to or at least say my dad's Hondas are still running. We've killed one, still have another one running, but I've switched over to the Champions. These are about 40% the cost. A little more power, a little more fuel capacity. We've had really, really good luck on them. So Phil, our Rainbow Trends expert, the Flying Frenchman up north, he was asking if I like these Champions. So far, I've had amazing luck with them, and I wanted to show you guys some stuff about this. Because why? Because I'm this dude. I'm the dude who sits here and looks at generator specs at 3 in the morning with nothing to do, no plans to buy another generator. So let's do this. Let's give you a run. So a lot of people look at generators and they want the biggest, baddest thing on earth. I've personally lived through a hurricane where the power lines were laying across everywhere, and we were stuck at my parents' for 14 plus days with no power, no way to even get out of the neighborhood. All of our neighbors on the street, they had gigantic generators, and they quickly learned that a big generator eats over 10, 12 gallons of gasoline a day. So if you do the math, if you're stuck in a house for 14 days, yeah, that's over 150 gallons worth of gas, which you just can't keep. I mean, you know, the amount of 5-gallon gas cents that would take, your garage would look insane. So what people don't realize, like, if you're looking for pure survivability, comfort, you don't want to spring for like a $6,000 Generac set up on your house. Shout out Dop. Those are nice. But get a little tiny inverter like this. Like, this is a 2000 watt. I can run this 24/7, 24 hours in a day with roughly 3 gallons of fuel. What that gives me is I can keep a little heater, little tiny space heater, like a 1500 watt heater running, and I can occasionally go and bump my refrigerators and my deep freezers in my house and keep them cool. Normally during the hurricane, what we would do, we put a little tiny window unit, like a 6,000 BTU window unit, and we hook it up to this. We sip on 3 gallons of gas a day, and we put all my kids and family, we set up pallets in the master bedroom, and we have one room in the house that's cold, and then like 2 or 3 times a day, I'll unhook the air conditioner, and I'll go hook and run all my fridges and stuff like that. Same thing applies in like a freeze. You get to get this, and you can run a little space heater. You can do fine. You know, God forbid some families have people die. This little thing could keep you going. Hopefully, you're never in that situation. But the other one I wanted to show you guys, because everyone wants big gnarly generators, but no one prepares to hold like over 50 gallons of gas. So you do this, you put like 20, 30 gallons of gas in your house, you're good to go for a long time. Plus, also, if the power's out, the gas station's pumps don't work. Just spoiler alert. But another one you need to consider, a lot of generators have dual fuels. Take a look at the tri-fuels. A tri-fuel generator can actually run off natural gas. A lot of places in the United States have natural gas lines, and you can set these up. And as long as the natural gas is coming and you've got oil, these burn a little oil over time to keep topping them off, because they have a low oil sensor. So if the oil gets too low, they'll shut off and you'll be stuck. But you need to be changing your oil every 80 hours anyway. So you can get these, hook them up to either a propane if your house happens to have a gigantic silver bullet gas or propane tank, or you can hook up over the natural gas line and run them forever. We got hit with a really bad freeze a few years ago, and the natural gas actually stopped briefly. So I got a little spooked of these, and I didn't buy one, but I'm looking at them again, needless to say, just, and also, you know, in keeping my little 2,500 watt one and some gasoline as a super backup. But this gives me more power, and I can run it. So I don't run it on gasoline, run it on natural gas, and I don't have to store 200 gallons of gasoline to stay comfortable. So anyway, do what you want with that. This has nothing to do with crypto. Remember, this is an art stream, but that's the little alpha. I've had really good with Champion. They have really good warranties. You can get parts for them. Seems to be one of the better brands that are Chinese made. So a lot of people call them like Chondas, like Chinese knockoff Hondas, but so far I've had really good luck with them. Anyway, while you're here, we're looking for crypto. We're looking at stuff. Let me see if we're dropping any frames. Very little. Looks like we're doing good today, and I'm recording it just in case I have to do a backup on this. Let's see, what's up? We got Crypto Paradigm, we got Captain Crypto, we got Trader TX, we got Pepe Cinco. What's up, dude? Yeah, Harvey knocked us out for a very long time. Yeah. And also, like, just be careful. Like, you don't realize you need this stuff when you do, but the thing is like, you're about to see so many generators dumped on Facebook Marketplace. This is the time. Go get some. So anyway, moving on. Where are we at? We're trusting ourselves with crypto in the hands of Vitalik, and the dude's rocking holes in his socks. This dude's worth billions. On the flip side, Ethereum's Michael Saylor is literally posting himself riding Greyhound buses around since snow knocked out the train. So where are we at with Ethereum? Dude, today, crypto took a kick in the teeth. We did not have a good day. Stuff is going parabolic as crazy. Bitcoin's not doing that good. Ethereum's not doing that good. And we took a hell of a dive today on the daily. Have we lost the mid-range order support block? No, but dudes, we are getting close. This is not good, because you can clearly see we're talking like 2100 if this lets loose, and I don't want to have that conversation. I want this to bounce, hold, and go. But right now, everybody's talking about shiny metals. They don't care about crypto, and that's just how it goes. Still dumping C-Dale, you're right. One of the guys on our Twitter feed. Let me see this. Twitter's so weird with the stats. I can't see concurrent, but it says we have 110 people that have viewed it, but they also count people that scrolled up. But yeah, Ethereum-wise, dudes, it's the same story. We are on a high time frame reversal potential here. We're sitting on support, but the instant we lose support, slow time frame, you're looking at losing that order block and finding some support here at like 2,500 due to the reversion bands. But Pivot support's down at like 2200. I don't want to talk about this because we're really talking like the cycle is over. So it's not that there's zero hope, but there's always hope, right, Gandalf? We'll see. It's really weird to see everything just printing all-time highs in TradeFi, and then crypto's just kind of grinding. But when there is the slightest pullback on anything, TradeFi, we are seeing pullbacks here, so it's not a healthy look. We want to see the inverse of that, to be honest with you. But if all else fails, we lose the order block. No worries, we are ready. Oh, man. As much as I hate what AI is doing, stuff like that I love. So let's check out McDonald's real quick, because in case we have to hang it all up, the crypto bros have to go get McDonald's. To be honest, this chart actually looks pretty good. Looking at the daily on McDonald's, we're testing this upper range, but you've got an order block here that if this thing goes, we get to go ride a trend and look at some very, very fun breakouts. But until that happens, wait till confirmation. Be lazy. Wait till it's above 330. And also the return, or no, is it? Do we still have is the McRib still here? Or, I don't know. There we go. That's the latest. I don't know if the McRib's back. Or it did come back. I don't know if it's left yet. But anyway, big thing this week too is Wednesday. Kind of a no news thing considering everything else that's happened. FOMC hit and the rate decision was determined. And guess what? It was zero BPS, no changes, and the market did what the market does. The market, being that it is, we're still looking at a channel walk, which has transitioned, shifted, and then has continued the channel walk up. This right here was the tariff trade that we got to watch. Trump just spook all the markets with uncertainty. 900% tariffs, 300% tariffs, 280. You just didn't know at the time. And then we reversed, followed this awesome channel walk, printing all-time highs. We finally broke 7,000 officially this week and held it for a little bit. Today we pulled back, and then we had a lot of stuff kind of flash crash and nuke around. Welcome to the world that is TradeFi, but we've got a bunch of stuff happening right now that we've got to talk about, and it affects a lot of things in the stream. But in general, as long as we hold these channel walks, I'm really, really bullish. And we've got everything is going to stay pretty much set until about May of this year. And that's when we get a new Federal Reserve chair. But we'll cover that a little bit later. But anyway, the other thing we're talking about is, I forgot who said this, but it goes when gold's trading like a shit coin, it's not gold that's having the problem. It's really the dollar. And we're seeing really just S&P moving like crazy. We're seeing gold, silver, everything straight up pumping. We're seeing the DXY get tested here, and we're getting this awesome, fun breakout getting down. Hoping this doesn't just go into a straight deflationary trade. We're watching, the future of deflation, killing the dollar was going to be crypto, suck all the air out of the room, sailor all the way, and it's looking like, gold was maybe the better answer. So, dude, DXY sitting on life support, not so good here. Watching this closely now, because this affects a lot of stuff. Because maybe it's not that the stocks are going up. Maybe it's the dollar that's just dying. So, remains to be seen. Maybe we need currency based on DDR4, DDR5. I don't know yet, but we'll take a look. Moving on, Tether has announced the launch of USA Tether, whatever that symbol is. Kind of surprised that's on a keyboard. The federally regulated dollar-backed stablecoin made in America, which is great. I'm losing track of how many stablecoins we have at this point, but maybe we get federally reserve-backed ones. Maybe that's bullish. Maybe it's more money laundering, more crime. I don't know. Maybe numbers go up and it's just fantastic. I don't know. World Liberty Financial, let's long it, right? But in reality, crypto has still not recovered from the flash crash that happened on October 10th. If you guys don't remember, we literally had Binance have coins go to zero. It's not been good. It's been awful since then. Had the flash crash, and then we've just had the S&P rocking the NASDAQ. All these other things just taking the F off. So it sucks is when the S&P pulls back, Bitcoin pulls back. Sometimes it's got a time delay, but in general it pulls back. But now we've got everything pumping, and dude, it's not looking good right now. Why? We don't really know the answer yet. We still suspect that the market maker whales got completely destroyed on October 10th and haven't been made whole, and they're not willing to party anymore. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I'm not 100% sure, but what I can tell you is we're not getting any sustained pumps at all anymore. Now, it's New Year, stuff's got to reset. We can get that whole crypto thing, Chinese New Year's hits mid-year, whatever. I don't know. Maybe blame it on the moon phases. We'll see. But in general, we also had some issues with the budget, or the Congress bill, the big, beautiful crypto bill that was supposed to answer everything. Apparently in the 9th hour, we covered this last stream, or maybe 2 streams ago. Coinbase basically pulled support for it, said, hey, we're not supporting this anymore, we don't like the way it's written. And allegedly, whether or not it's true, it's looking like the Trump administration was not aware that Coinbase was about to walk away from this, and it royally pissed them off. And lo and behold, according to Reuters, the White House will hold closed-door talks next Monday with banking and cryptocurrency executives to address stalled crypto legislation caused by divisions between the two sectors. The meeting, hosted by the White House Crypto Council involving industry trade groups, will focus on how the bill regulates interest and other rewards paid on dollar-pegged stablecoins. Long story short, banks don't like this. Crypto likes it, but banks don't like this, and they're not willing to play ball. Coinbase, if you look at their USDC return, it's versus what Wells Fargo or Bank of America offers on your savings accounts. What is it? 1/4%? 1/4%? It's ridiculous. And you can get, what is it, 4%, 5% on stables? Coinbase, like relatively safe risk. Yeah, but they're calling in the big dogs. They're going to go make them meet in the White House behind closed doors. Good luck, Coinbase. Good luck, Kraken. I'm hoping Coinbase sends in the ringer and sends in Jesse Polak. You get this guy in the room with the bankers are going to fold. It'll be bullish. But where are we at with Bitcoin in all reality? Base is for everyone, right? Bitcoin took a kick in the teeth today. Now, low time frame, not looking at the dailies. This sucks. It's still dropping right now. But we have a pivot here at 80,000, which isn't great. We've got here, it could be all right, but in general, is it over? Conversations? Yeah. If we're getting to like the last things, right? It's not that we're shifting positions. It's just, hey, this looks great. We were recovering. Now we've actually sliced through this. Market pulled back crazy today with like gold went wild. We don't have much room to survive because it's just not good, needless to say. There's support here, right? Pretty clear on the daily. We have some H4 stuff here, right around 80 and some change. But is what it is. We're just going to watch and learn. Alts are kind of dead, so I'm mainly just looking at this in the Fartcoin charts, right? If you check on our OG, what's the sentiment on Carpe Noctem, our boy Josh, go find the interview. It was a really good interview with him back in the day. Power Law Corridor Buy Zone is saying 73K, which somewhat aligns with some of those shit numbers that we just looked at on the Rainbow Trends chart. So anyway, moving on. Where is the tech taking it? Because maybe I'm in this not for the gains. Maybe I'm in this for the tech and the community. Maybe we need to be building social networks with OpenAI and looking to use WorldCoin orbs for human verification. I guarantee you if OpenAI drops a social network, it's just going to be AI slop absolutely everywhere. Are we going to get AGI? Cure for cancer? No. Best I can do is permanently ruin the internet with slop and quadruple the price of consumer electronics. If you guys haven't been watching right now, DDR4 prices are getting destroyed. I don't think we're that far away from DDR3 stuff coming back. It's just absolutely getting insane. But if we're going to be using the WorldCoin stuff in this new Sam Altman ChatGPT network, let's check on the WorldCoin. It's bullish, right? No, this ain't good. We're at 49 cents, just straight pain, straight down. We've had some news bumps here. Pretty sure that's probably from the announcement recently. They're talking about using the world coins, and it quickly retraces because the real world utility and use of this is 0. Is what it is. So, social networks aside, maybe they'll take on Facebook and see how that goes. Maybe we can get a really good LinkedIn replacement. I don't know. I'm starting to see people doing Twitter investigations and doing deep dives on LinkedIn and posting what they found. It's just fantastic. But moving forward, what we're really here for, we're here to talk about Windows updates. So AGI, not really, but we've got a lot of vibe coding, and now we've got Windows using vibe coding AI bot agents to send out their own updates. They've just had constant Windows 11 problems. So, and then Microsoft this week confirmed it will be giving FBI your Windows PC that's been encrypted data if they're asked. So, that's fun. Not your Windows keys, not your wallet. I don't know anymore. But to be honest, guys, I'm really starting to consider dropping Windows. This is not a good look for Microsoft. They're having nonstop issues with these updates just falling on their face. And the stocks are looking great. Nuking into earnings. We lost this channel walk. So you guys want to know why I care so much about channel walks? Here's a Microsoft channel walk breaking. And in crypto, it's usually like 40, 60%. If we do the actual from the... I don't want to count that wick, but... So far, that's a 21% pullback on one of the biggest stocks in the world. Not good. Not good. Linux is actually gaining popularity, so that says a lot. It's not the devs. It's Windows sucking and a little bit of the devs getting better, but a lot of people are also switching over back to the Apple ecosystem, which is getting really interesting. I personally still struggle with it, but a lot of the stuff's starting to really get to me, and they're just trying to AI integrate everything in your Windows system. And I literally just want Windows 7 with the latest DirectX drivers, but is what it is what it is. Moving forward, we're also looking at people, the chat bots are vibe coding like crazy. People are doing Claude bot, and as with the generators coming for sale, I think you're going to have an opportunity to get yourself some Mac Minis. In lieu of the video cards going absolutely crazy and people having a really hard time getting any type of tech, what they're picking up are these $499 mini Apple G4, G5 little Mac Minis, and they're setting them up to run Claude, and they're also setting them up to run clusters. So, I don't know. We'll see. I kind of want to mess with it at this point. I've been doing some more deep dives into the AI stuff and been having some fun with it. Maybe I need to make myself a little agent. To be honest, I don't know. But the thing is these are flying off the shelf. People are stacking these up to do their little own home network AI clusters to make personal assistant. They're stacking these things really, really deep. You don't need to be bullish on the tech necessarily. People are buying these things up. And of course, Apple beat on earnings. Did awesome. And the stock numbers go up. What's up, Mim? What's up, dude? Much love. So, I think this is going to be a thing. Spent $7.99 on a Mac Mini just to realize ClaudeBot is useless. Now this thing is collecting dust. I'm not crazy about Apple, but man, my wife's MacBook Air has got so much horsepower in the video editing department. I'm seriously like, can I get over this wonky OS? Because this ARM stuff is badass. My ThinkPad just sits there and howls trying to edit anything, and hers doesn't even warm up, and it just crushes it. So I'm looking at these Mac Minis like, man, if these get dumped on the market when this ClaudeBot stuff dies off, I want to resurrect the old 2005, like the original Mac Pro. I loved these cases. I want to buy one of these cases and just stack Mac Minis in it like a hard drive. Put like 8 or 10 of those Mac Minis in here, wire it up, put some really good fans, because I'm sure this thing would turn into a space heater at that point. But I just think that would be the coolest thing. Do I have a use case? Absolutely not. I don't, but I like the case. I think it would be cool, and you have a lot of horsepower. Do I even have any AI clusters and stuff like that? No, I don't, but I still think it'd be cool. Plus, I think you can get these cases for like $150. They have like no airflow through them, so it'd be a pretty... You'd have to mess with the back end of these to get it really pumping, but it's pretty cool to see what they've done. But anyway, what's up, Matt the Vulture? How you doing, sir? Hope the stream's coming in, guys. Let me know. It says we've only dropped 168 frames out of the 250,000 so far, so I think we're doing good. Moving on. I had a college, not a roommate, but a neighbor had one of these, and it was awesome. Just so cool looking. Like, I don't like Apple stuff in general. I didn't really like Steve Jobs. I love myself some Wozniak stuff, but some of this stuff back during his era was pretty clean. And I really like that case. So moving on, some big tech here. SpaceX is considering a potential merger with Tesla, as well as a combination with AI and XAI. So Elon's looking to invest and merge with Elon. I can't even keep up with it anymore. The valuations of the actual SpaceX launch of their not crypto token, the launch of their IPO, or not, whatever, they're going public, is going to be really interesting. The valuations of like the synthetic bets on it and stuff are just absurd. Now, is it cool tech? Yes. I actually got to witness them catch the first rocket booster with the chopsticks. Changed my life. Shook my kids. We were literally camping and surfing and fishing on a beach and got to see that at like 6 in the morning. It was friggin' awesome. Shook the hell out of the beach. Had a great time. Not gonna lie. But we'll see where this goes. Are we gonna be longing the stock companies that have Mars exposure? Let's see. I'm all for it. But Tesla stock, if you've noticed, hasn't been doing that good. Kind of an interesting take, and guys, let me know in the chat what you guys are thinking of this, especially you EV nerds. Not to call out Gentile with Rivian, but these dudes, Now, mind you, there is some redundancy in the lineup, I think, between like the Model S and the Model X with the Model 3, etc., and the Model Y, whatever. They all kind of look the same, but this is a weird thing. If Tesla's discontinuing Model S and Model X cars to make room for robots, which maybe that's the headline, and that's maybe not the case, but that's a really, really weird... Something seems off to me about that, and I'm wanting to see where this goes. But as you can see today, we were wedging up into this all-time high support, looking to see a breakout, and we didn't get that. In reality, we broke through this, and it's not looking so good, dudes. So, we haven't had Tesla exposure since March of 2025. Reminder, where there was a yin-yang trade set up here with the Rainbow Theory stuff. And not that you can catch all this, but the potential was there to get a yin-yang trade of like 60%. Because why? Why does Runner talk about this? In general, you tag the bands, it goes to the other side on Tesla, but man, you have to wait for that bleed. Why? This chart right here, it bleeds, it bleeds, it bleeds, it bleeds until it finally does it, and then you get the bounce. And then you get to sit there and pick your trade and try to get a chunk out of this. That's a 110% move of March of 2023. If you don't remember, this is when the full media came out and was just basically trying to say that Elon is the most evil person in the world, even though he's making like electric vehicles, which they loved him like 5 years prior. But anyway, we'll see where that goes. It is what it is. But what I'm saying is let it bleed out, get our rainbow rotation, set up for a home run, and try to protect your entry. In general, Tesla is very, very volatile, but you can get great exposure to it, and it's liquid as can be because it's not Farcoin, right? So I forgot to put a Rivian chart. Shout out RJ. Full pullback from this breakout of this wedge. I'm actually looking at eyeing this and getting another position started. It's fun to chase this thing on the dailies. In general, just turn on the runner bot and wait for a top print, and then look for a nice painful low, and it tends to work out. In general, I'm bullish on long-term robotics. If you guys don't know, Rivian's an AI autonomous company. It's an AI tech company. It's not just a car company. Their software is really, really good. They've got major manufacturing robot stuff. White House right now is trying to onboard American manufacturing. Rivian's set up to do it. RJ's building crazy plants that can build all this as well as robots, AI, and all that stuff. It's got a good vibe, and and as a reminder, we're in it for the tech, right? So, is what it is. Moving on. So, something you guys if you've been living under a rock, SanDisk is now 3x year to date. Meanwhile, nobody can afford memory for anything. The deer in the headlight moment for me was when the motherboard manufacturers announced that they are going to start making motherboards that will accept DDR4 and DDR5 at the same time. Because there's a DDR5 just shortage. Why? These AI clusters need tons and tons of memory to scale. The bigger AI models need to run in RAM. If you guys haven't seen SanDisk, it's doing what you wish crypto was doing. So, August of 2025, this was $52. It's now $550, and it just keeps pushing rev bands. This is the H4, and it's just straight up pinks in cyans. It has sustained a pinks and cyans from September to November, over 2 months. Like, absolutely insane. And now it had reconsolidation and it's pumping again. Now, I personally have the hardest mentality to try to long up here because this normally bites me. But right now, legit, we have a supply squeeze across the board, and this stuff just keeps getting swamped. There's also the concerns of like Taiwan getting taken over by China, which then really puts the manufacturers in a bind, right? And then you've got to start looking at like memory chip supplies of what can be made outside of the CCP's grasp, right? So, got to see where this goes. Shout out China, you guys got awesome chips. The one really kind of like obvious one, you look at Micron. This is really one of the only DDR chip plays that's in the United States, and the chart is basically the same chart as SanDisk. Thing is, man, you guys, if you want to go heavy on this, we're not getting anything on the lower bands. You have to be able to ride a trend and chill in it because this stuff is gnarly and it's in a supply squeeze. And then I don't think the AI bubble is going to pop. I think they're just going to keep front running into this until there's a serious, just absolute all stop and they can't get any of the equipment anymore. When I say equipment, data centers, power, electricity, like everything, hard drives, motherboards, power connections to the actual server racks. Like that type of stuff actually matters. But you need to start looking at supply chain manufacturing, like what in America needs to be built to supply these data centers. So you'll notice I've got a watch list over here called DDR7, and I'm looking at all these different type of manufacturers that are involved. We've got like SanDisk, we have Western Digital, Memory Play here. This one's less violent, but pretty damn steady. We've got Micron Universities. Where is... I was looking at the Amphenol connectors. SanDisk. I don't know. I forgot which one it was. But I was looking at the connectors and just kind of doing some research. I suggest you maybe look at this too, because if this just keeps getting squeezed and it becomes an AI race between the countries instead of having space race back in the Soviet era, we're looking at an AI race. We've really got to look at like the manufacturing that's capable here. And to be honest, there's not that many chip manufacturers that we've got over here. But a lot of these charts... Oops, let me put the purple back on there. Dude, it's supply squeeze. All around. KLA Corporation. Lam Research. Seagate. Even though I don't like their hard drives, they're pumping too. ASML. Form Factor. Western Digital. You can see just in general, these things are getting squeezed. Right? So, something to keep in mind, something to look at. Do your research. Look at like the supply chains of what NVIDIA is doing. If you've noticed, the CEO of NVIDIA was going around in South Korea a month ago, and he was trying to secure chips, and he was able to, but he's still struggling. They're discontinuing some of their and halting production temporarily on a lot of their stuff that's heavy on RAM, and like the 5090s are going nuts. There's a squeeze whether you like it or not. NVIDIA is, I say, the number one processor that's being sold in Europe right now is the AMD 5800X, which came out during COVID. So keep that in mind. But anyway, as a reminder, we do these streams for free. So if you guys can drop a like, hit the boost, helps us out. Anyway, if you guys didn't know, gold is going absolutely parabolic, and gold and silver pulled back heavy today. Are they did they fall off the face of the earth? Absolutely not. But their asset evaluations, not evaluations, the actual like market caps are getting so ridiculous on these. Any moves are absolutely going crazy. Gold today pulled back in 30 minutes, $2.5 trillion. As Zero Hedge says here, that is roughly the entire market cap of all crypto wiped out in 30 minutes on gold. Hit the like. If you guys look at it, this is what he's talking about. This is probably the only time I've ever seen a gold H4 candle that I see a gold candle, a purple candle, and God knows how long. And I know this chart goes way, 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 way back, but I don't think we've ever touched the bands. And today we touched the bands. This week we touched the bands, and heavy sales came in, whether you liked it or not. There's a lot of people buying this. Dude, there's a lot of people selling into this. These are parabolic moves we've never seen before on stuff. Or if I say never seen before, we're talking like 80s, 60s, stuff like that. Insane runs. Gold, we used to make fun of how non-volatile gold is. And it's literally, what is this? Year to date, roughly there. It's up 28%. It's a lot. And this is the okay, to be clear, guys, this is the biggest market cap asset in the universe. It's huge, right? Let's take a look. Put this into perspective. Companiesmarketcap.com. I always use this one to put it in front of your guys' face because you get to see metals, you get to see stocks, you get to see crypto. I think Ethereum's on here. It's gonna be way down there though. Palladium, Netflix, whatever. It's regardless. You saw crypto. You saw Bitcoin. Number one, $38 trillion. Mind you, humans have been mining this for thousands of years. There's $38 trillion worth of the shiny rock. There's $6.6 trillion of silver. Not that long ago, Bitcoin was a higher market cap than silver, and now it's 10x or whatever it is, or 5x since then. Silver's going absolutely nuts. So you have over $40 trillion in just the two most popular shiny rocks, and they're moving over $2 trillion swings in a day. Things are going parabolic. Is the dollar debasing and dying? You have to start questioning that, because if gold keeps acting like a shitcoin, you know, the dollars are going to be worth pennies eventually. Like, this is not a good look. Now, will the Fed step in? Fed's is checking out. Jerome's out in a few months. So we have to see. In addition to that, where does this stuff rotate? Or does it rotate? Like, I don't have these answers yet. This is what I'm trying to figure out. I've never seen gold charts like this ever. I've never thought gold could ever touch the reversion bands. The reversion bands are set to be volatile. This is insane. People are going to start lining up again around Costco to buy bars. It's like as simple as that. People are going to be melting down their jewelry. $5,000. It's over $5,500 an ounce. It's insane. You could buy a dirt bike or an ounce of gold. It's just absurd. Silver's almost $20 a gram, which is crazy. Either way you think about it, there's a parabolic run happening in metals, and it matters because this is serious, serious money. So back to this. So we're talking rotations, right? $2.5 trillion pulled out of that little 4-hour candle on gold today, right? If that rotated 100% into crypto, everything would double. Like, that's how much cash it is. Like, Bitcoin could double in price if that moved over to Bitcoin. Not saying it's going to, but like the scales here. If this stuff keeps going up and up and up and up and up, and it rotates, it's going to rotate into something. I don't know what it is. I'd like to think it's Bitcoin. Maybe Litecoin, we'll see, but we have to see. So keep in mind on that, because the runs are coming, and people started looking at copper today. Copper had a really nice pump and then a pullback before everything kind of went to shit today. So anyway, moving on. We're going back to Art Stream, right? Every week, more than a ton of gold is hauled into a high security vault located in a Cold War era bunker owned by Tether. It is now the world's largest known hoard of bullion outside of banks and nation states, and has turned the crypto giant into a major player in the industry. So, Tether is buying Bitcoin, They're also apparently buying tons of gold and storing it in old Soviet bunkers, which is just cool as hell. And they're doing it outside of banks, which I can't imagine what their security looks like. But crypto is basically building a Fort Knox off a stablecoin-backed USDT, which is just kind of cool to even say that out loud. But, you know, this was Satoshi's vision. I'm telling you. Soviet bunkers filled to the brim with gold. Now, to make you guys feel better, I wanted to show you Chonky's tweet. In case you guys miss gold, my dad works at Gold, and he said they're about to release Gold 2, and it's going to be this year. So stay tuned. Gold 2 is about to drop, along with GTA 6. Now, moving on to... there he goes. My dad works at Silver, and he says they are sold out. Moving on to Silver. If you guys don't know, there was a limited edition Skippy peanut butter that was released for Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This is not AI. This is real. How? I don't know. How you make... I don't know how you do this, to be honest, but it looks fantastic. I remember one time they had green ketchup. So yeah, just fill me with all the dyes. Judgment Day flavor. I don't know. There's silver cake sprays. I just have fun with it. Either way, transitioning. I needed to transition into the silver chart, guys. Here it is. So, silver hit pink RSI, pink candles. Wait a minute. There can't... That shouldn't be... Oh, that's a red X on blue, which makes it look pink. Because I was like, wait a minute, it should be reds on the other side. Or is it no? Oh, I'm sorry. Pink, yeah, it's red, not white. You can't have white on that side for the RSI. Sorry, that just tripped me up, but it's because of that blue rev marker. Welcome to PineScript 101 and hashtag pro streamer. Parabolic pump was December 2028. This was the end of when the... I think they were talking about that China was going to ban exportation of silver from the country, and people were flipping out and longing it and bullying it up. It went from $78 and it pulled all the way back to 70, and then it just kept trucking. It's just hanging in the bands right now, and people are selling into this while people are panic FOMOing into this. I can't call a top on this anytime, but it's insane to see. This stuff in gold is just sucking the liquidity out of everything, whether you like it or not. Not many people care about the Cardano smart contract charts right now. They just don't. They care about this stuff. So, and also Coinbase announced, I should have posted this, Coinbase allows you to trade metals now on their app. So you can totally sell your Bitcoin for silver, which is just the most backwards thing. But since we're checking on Dime's chart, let's check it out. Let's check the sentiment. So, silver's now 4 times larger than Bitcoin. I'm going to go ahead and report this. Dime's becoming the main character, and we're about to see him fly too close to the sun. So, Godspeed, Dime, on your journey. Now, real-world events, chaos is coming. Maybe they make a deal. I don't know. They've been bombed recently, Iran. Needless to say, I believe Iran is going to has announced that they're going to be planning to close the Strait of Hormuz. Forgive my pronunciation. But also, the United States is no secret, since you can see it on satellites. They've been moving in a bunch of the nuclear naval fleet into the towards Iran. So they're either about to make a very, very big splash, or they're going to make a deal. Either way, why does Runner care about this? Oil really, really cares about the Strait of Hormuz. So as bad as oil is down from all the Venezuela stuff, they shut down the ports. They start messing with Iran. You have got a U.S. oil trade in. I say U.S. oil. You have an oil trade in play, that you could take advantage of based off new world events. So oil's back up above $65, which is good for the people that are involved with the oil industry. If you guys don't know, the oil field is laying off tons of people right now. The rig counts are going down. And Venezuela, they're trying to bring back online. So we'll see how that goes. The other aspect of this is they're now kind of trying to corner Russia, I believe, and lock down all of the, what they call quote-unquote ghost tankers. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, moving on. Oh yeah, this is what I was saying. Strait of Hormuz. Iranian parliament has approved the closure of the Strait of Hormuz now, and the decision left to the security authorities, according to Iranian media right now. We'll see. Shout out on the internet lockdown there. But ExxonMobil, beautiful breakout. Chop, 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 chop into resistance, then bam, blowout. This is based on ExxonMobil's potential advantage of getting Venezuelan oil back on going again. Even if that's not the case, it sounds really good, and they are involved with the Venezuela stuff. So ExxonMobil is going to be the one to really try to bring Venezuela back online. They're the best suited for it. The other ones you need to be looking at, Chevron's got a lagging play here. They haven't broken out from the fully range yet, but we're looking at seeing what they can do. What's up, Rifu? Send Doc a DM for me, just to upset him, please. So, looking at these, you've got to just go look at your Halliburton, look at your Schlumbergers, look at your Shells, BPs, Exxon, Shells, Chevron. Pick a company, any company, but Chevron actually looks like it's breaking through, lagging ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil's a breakout. I feel scared touching this. I would want some resets, excuse me, and then we can get back to partying. But Chevron in general, check that out. Watch this as a lagging play. I'm going to get really, really interested if we get above like 190. So, moving on. Back to reality, back to crypto where it matters. FTX. If you guys can't believe this, FTX originally bought 8% of Anthropic with your money in an early round for $500 million. In bankruptcy talks, it sold 2/3 of that stake for $884 million. In recent funding round, if the recent funding round goes through, that investment alone would have been worth $28 billion. Now, they shouldn't have made him sell, bankruptcy, blah, blah, blah. Homies at FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, they were stealing your users' money and buying stuff. So, this would have been a home run of home runs, but still, you just can't do that. But side note, Caroline is out of jail. She did her time. She's out of FTX. We're gonna see if we can bring her on board, get her to help us out with Rainbow Trends, get that going. But serious note, our boy Jarman, one of our favorite guys in the Rainbow Trends Discord, he dabbles in GameStop, needless to say. He goes into the rabbit hole. And he picked something up today that was really cool, saying flat out, dude, it's crazy your indicator shows the buys. What is he talking about? He's talking about the whale prints that popped up today on GameStop. Or that, not today, but it popped up this week on GameStop. Why does it matter? This got announced. January 22nd, GME moved because Ryan Cohen bought a large block of shares with his own money. Core facts, GameStop stock jumped 6% that day. Ryan Cohen disclosed buying 500,000 shares on January 22nd. A spend of $22 million of his own money. So, what is he talking about? If you guys have been following us for a minute or two, we actually caught Elon Musk selling Tesla stock. It lit up the charts and triggered the Rainbow Trends, the Rainbow Bot indicator. The runner bot actually caught him selling and then his brother selling the second round on the next all-time high. I think it was like 2 years ago. What our boy is picking up now, Jarman, is saying, dude, these whale prints were showing up on January 22nd. Bam, bam, bam. And we actually got a whale print cluster, and he's saying, yo, you guys caught the actual CEO buying his own stocks. And you can also see the impulse here. Big volume impulse. So we were watching a wedge in general. Let me move that out of the way and not draw. Shout out TradingView. I need a tutorial. Not really. I'm being an idiot. We had the downtrend kind of break through and then pop, 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 pop. But that January 22nd buy, boom, boom, boom. We actually caught it. It was pretty cool to see. So, anyway, moving on. Going to kind of wrap this up with this kind of note. Trump is announcing the Federal Reserve Chair pick soon. I'm not sure on the logistics of this or what's going to happen, when, why, where, etc. I know why. He obviously wants someone else in there. He does not like Jerome. Jerome's not giving him the rate cuts he wants. He wants rates to be at 1%. but it's coming. Whether Jerome quits or gets fired or gets sued to oblivion, federal charges, who knows, they're investigating him. May 18th is important. And May 18th is not that far away. And we've been talking about this on streams for a very long time. May 18th is Jerome Powell's last day as Federal Reserve Chair. Then someone else comes in. Whether it has to go get stuck in Congress to get approval, I don't go that deep. But in general, he's out on the 18th. And something you've got to realize. Right now, we're seeing gold go parabolic. We're seeing silver go parabolic. We're seeing palladium, platinum. We're seeing all this crazy stuff. We're seeing DDR stuff going nuts. Everything's going nuts right now. What could potentially be in play? Now, everyone keeps saying rate cuts are bullish, rate cuts are bullish. What if the counter trend hits us the hardest and we find out that rate cuts kill the party? Mind you, the current rates we have right now, Trump cannot stand. And this has been the all-time high gravy train in the S&P 500 with the current rate set up under Jerome Powell, under his current responsibility, fiscal, blah, blah, blah. You had this, which was caused by Trump, directly related to the tariffs, right? But we're at S&P 7,000 right now, and it's crushing. We're channel walking up. We're putting all-time highs. Your 401k should be absolutely going crazy. And people are, oh man, we're going to get rate cuts of the next Federal Reserve. This is the year. We're going to turbo profit. We're going S&P 9,000. I'm hoping that's true. But if everything starts rolling over in the May, I really want to be paying attention. And the flip side, everything's going parabolic into the last months before Jerome goes out. If this is the final parabolic hurrah of the whales that are completely going to flip the trend on the backside of the reversal of the rate cuts, I want to be prepared for it and looking forward to it. That way I can get ahead of it. We don't know. And you got to remember, you're at a disadvantage. Why are you at a disadvantage? Dude, the inside traders be inside trading. I wanted to show you this. Senator Katie Britt just to close a purchase of JP Morgan while sitting on the Senate Banking Committee. JP Morgan is now up 26% since her purchase, but the worst part is that you couldn't have ever followed this because she violated Stock Act by disclosing this trade hundreds of days late. She's going to be fined $200 for this penalty. I hope to God they ban Congress insider trading soon, and we'll see where it goes. It's criminal, and dude, the amount they have spyware type stuff on insider people that do like to trade, just to make sure that people aren't insider trading. And these people are blatantly doing it. It's not cool. But anyway, with that being said, guys, we're wrapping this up. We are going to go to the Rainbow Trends Discord for the rest of the night. Please click like, drop a comment, drop a chat. It helps us out with the algos. But we're going to go hang out in the Discord community for the rest of the night. Right here's the link at the top of the website all the time in case you can't find the Discord URL. Thanks for coming. Looks like we didn't drop the frames this week. And